Hi, I'm Danny, and this is my wife, Natalie. And if you're watching this video, that means that you're probably engaged, in which case, congratulations. We're really excited for you. We love marriage. We have created an entire online course called The Complete Engagement to help you prepare well for marriage. And this is actually an excerpt from that entire course that talks about wedding prep. And because we love it when weddings go well.
Yeah. We personally have been involved in over 100 weddings together. And so we have put together our 9 best wedding tips for you as you plan and prepare for your wedding. Check them out.
All right, let's talk about the wedding. While the marriage is much more important than the wedding day is still a ton of fun. All of your family and friends all coming together to celebrate you two as you transition into a whole new exciting life together. The people you love get to witness your history as you say your vows, join your lives to one another, and then dance your asses off. How cool is that? Surprise, we really like weddings.
As of today, as we film this video, Danny and I have been a part of somewhere near 100 weddings. Between the two of us, we have served in just about every role. These roles include bride and groom, best man, maid, and matron of honor, groomsman, bridesmaid, ring bearer when we were little, flower girl, wedding videographer, day of coordinator, wedding planner, officiant, DJ, wedding singer, ceremony vocalists, decorators, hair and makeup artists, venue assistants, and guests. Needless to say, we know a thing or two about weddings.
That list is exhausting. Never heard it all read out like that. All we're trying to say with this is that we have seen things that work and things that don't work over the years. While no two weddings are the same and your prices and options are all going to vary by where you live, but here is some of our best wedding day advice that we have gathered over the years. First up, your desires about the wedding day are the most important. This wedding day is about you. This is your day. You and your partner get to express who you are as a couple through the location, the decor, the dress, the vibe, everything. And a lot of people, especially moms, can get very passionate about what you should or shouldn't do at your wedding, like that family of origin thing. But remember, it's your wedding. Consider the advice of people you trust, but at the end of the day, choose what you want. And if people get mad about it, they'll get over it. We talked about this in Boundaries. We actually know a mom who was dead set on her daughter having fake flowers at her wedding because in her day, fake flowers was the way it should be. That's that family of origin stuff coming into play. But her daughter was crushed because she just wanted to have real flowers at her wedding and she felt really uncomfortable having to stand up to her mom. But you know what happened? She did. She set a healthy boundary with mom and made the choice that she wanted to make. And you know what else happened? Mom got over it. There's something about wedding planning that can bring out the absolute worst in people. I don't know where that comes from. People think they deserve roles that you never gave them, or they'll try and force their opinions. But stand strong because you will likely experience resentment and relational strain if you give in to other people's desires rather than doing what you actually want. It's your day, so be kind and choose what you want.
Next up, choose your people wisely. When choosing your wedding party, choose the people that you know will fight for your marriage, the people who you trust enough to allow them to see where you're really at and support you when you need it. Remember, your wedding party should be the people who are willing to take a bullet or take a ghost for you. Family is always a good choice because for the most part, family isn't going anywhere. And at the same time, don't feel obligated to include family just because they're family. If your sibling has no interest in your life or your marriage, then they shouldn't take the place of a friend who has invested in your life in a significant way. Your bridal party isn't just about the wedding day. These are the people that will be your network of support after the wedding. So choose people that you know are going to be there for you long after the party ends.
Number 3, this is a tough one, but I love it. Respect your budget. Don't blow all of your money on the wedding and go into marriage with tons of debt. Your wedding day is just one day and your marriage is every single day after that. Now, I know that it's hard to throw a perfect wedding with just a few $1,000s, but that's where you're either going to have to get creative or let some things go. Debt is a hungry, persistent monster which can really put a damper on your marriage. So if you refuse to have a small, simple wedding and you must go into debt, make a plan to pay it off ASAP. And if you have parents who are paying for the wedding, thank them profusely for that.
Next, expect something to go wrong. It's just about guaranteed. You might forget the veil at the hotel, the boutonnieres might be the wrong color, the violinist might show up late, the power might go out, or a groomsman might rip his pants. That's happened before.
We've seen it.
Trust me, we've seen it all. But whether your day goes 100% as planned or only 1%, at the end of the day, you're still married. To this day, we have never seen a wedding day more unfortunate than our own. Our outdoor backyard wedding on May 30th was supposed to be 75 degrees and sunny for our 400 guests. But when the day came, it suddenly dropped to 40 degrees with freezing rain. We had to rent an emergency tent and heaters. The decoration got soaked. My dress was ruined. Cars got stuck in the mud. Half the guests had to leave early. It was a mess. But during the ceremony, looking out at our guests with winter coats and rain boots over their formal wedding attire, there was nothing but smiles. People were still having a great time. The dance floor was still bumping all night long, and we were still married. We had some messes to clean up. We had to hear a few I told you so's, and we had to make some apologies. But even my 70-year-old uncle told me weeks later, we've been to a lot of weddings, but yours is one we will never forget.
True.
Things go wrong. Even if your day only goes 80% of how you plan, I'd call that a success. So aim for perfection, but set your expectations for reality. And when things go wrong, be mature, stay positive, and enjoy your day.
Our next tip is to hire a coordinator for the day of. And by this, we just mean that when it comes to the details, schedules, errands, and communication, make sure someone is in charge of it that is not you. No matter how capable you are, you need one. If there is no coordinator, all of the stress of the day usually falls on the bride. And every single time I have filmed a wedding video for a bride that didn't have a coordinator, you could see the stress on their face the whole time. I would have to constantly remind them to smile or crack jokes or try and get a laugh, because otherwise there was just this sunken look of overwhelming terror. Hire someone else to be stressed for you so that you can actually enjoy your wedding day. Pay them to wear that look of panic while you wear the look of blissful Norwegian royalty.
Next, have a rain plan. If you have an outdoor wedding, have a rain plan. Like we said, our 400-person wedding got rained out hard. While it was 75 and sunny for the week before and after our wedding day, that rain really threw a wrench in things. You can't just guarantee what the weather is going to be, so plan for the worst and hope for the best. Ideally, that rain plan will just sit in a dusty old binder somewhere, never to be seen. But trust us, if you need it, you'll be really glad that you already have a plan.
Our next tip is to write your own vows. Put into words the intentional promises that you desire to uphold and keep. These vows are an intimate expression of your love for one another, as well as a glimpse into the future that you wish to create together. We actually have our vows framed, and they will be a constant reminder of our promises. And they are the standard that we hold ourselves to in marriage. Not to mention, they'll sound great in your wedding video. That's always the part where I cry, even while I'm editing the videos, weeping over those. And if public speaking is something that you're not comfortable with, join the club. Almost nobody likes speaking in public, but trust us, you'll be glad that you did. Every great expression of love requires a little bit of courage. So write it out, practice it a few times out loud, and then be brave. It's worth it.
Next, leave some space in your day.
Yes.
It's tempting to pack every single minute of the day with something fun or important, but an overpacked day is a recipe for stress. A lot of things can take longer than planned, things like hair and makeup, family photos, or transportation. We once saw a wedding reception start almost 2 hours late because the bride and groom got stuck in Lollapalooza traffic.
Yeah, that was sad.
So try to keep your locations close together. Ask one of your bridal party to keep their eye on the clock and schedule more time than you think you'll need.
Yes.
When there's no breathing room, the whole day can fly past you with no time to actually enjoy it. So leave yourself some space to breathe.
An insider tip on that note, the thing that usually takes the most time is multiple locations for photos. Just pick one pretty spot, let the photographers find different ways to use it, and don't waste your time trying to get from place to place to place, especially in a city wedding. And this last one was most helpful for me. Check the box. There are a million different things to think about leading up to your wedding day, and that wedding checklist is a daunting and magnificent animal. Natalie was all about that. It was like gibberish to me. Like we say, with setting sails and patching leaks, it's important to be able to measure your progress. There are some tasks that take weeks or months to put together, involve a lot of follow-up, but every chance you get to actually cross something off the list, do it. Don't leave something 90% done on your task list. Finish it all the way to 100% so that you can forget about it. Until that task is totally completed, it doesn't leave your head. So for the sake of progress and reducing the amount of balls that you're juggling, check the box so that you can forget about it and move on to the next thing.
And those are our 9 wedding day tips. There are a ton of great articles, blog posts, and YouTube videos out there with excellent advice on wedding planning, so please check them out. And then give yourself a pat on the back, because not only is your wedding day going to be a joyous, legendary celebration of love, but so is the marriage that follows. You're doing the work, now enjoy the results.